A warm welcome back to Afternoon Express. Very interesting topics on the show today. Hope you guys are still using that hashtag Afternoon Express on all of our social media platforms. Share all your thoughts with us. Today also happens to be a Green Monday, and another trending topic on social media is all about World Environment Day. And so it's a hot topic, especially because what happened with Trump. And so we're going green in the kitchen today with no meat on a Monday. I'm going to challenge you to do the same thing at home. Clem has got the ideal vegetable patty to make, because a lot of people buy them in stores and go like, oh, not my fave.
Well, talking about that, Woolies have the veggie patty, and I'm telling you, it's actually
everything
really
you could have
good.
wanted.
It's
Awesome.
really good. But we're going to make our own today because winter's here. We have a whole lot of beautiful winter veg on the shelf right now. So I'm trying to come up with amazing ways to use these vegetables, and what's better than a burger?
Great.
So what I've done is you can totally go ahead and get the whole vegetables, the whole sweet potatoes, whole pumpkins, and start cooking with those. My favorite at the moment is the orange sweet potato.
Sweet potatoes, yes.
Ooh, I love that. So we're actually going to use, there's a little bit of that that's actually in here already, in these little packs that have been pre-peeled, pre-chopped,
Just chop them in the microwave and they'll soften up a bit.
Exactly. So I've got a bowl, and what I've done is I've got some sweet potato, pumpkin, and some
Butternut?
all together, mixed in a bowl, and I've just kind of like broken it up already. I don't want to break it up too much. I don't want to make a mash. So to keep it nice and textured, and I find that a fork actually does it really well. But first, can you put my pan on a medium heat,
On a
please?
medium heat. We'll put it on about 5.
So a nice fork, just to mash it up, it gives you that good, perfect consistency. So what I've done is I've soaked some quinoa, and then I've cooked it. And it's quite nice with the texture of quinoa if you want to give it a taste.
I would like to give it a taste.
Just grab it with your fingers, totally. I like when it's still got some texture to it, it's not too mushy.
Oh, yum.
These burgers are great, and you want to kind of replicate the texture of mince.
Yeah.
So the quinoa kind of like nice and grainy.
Love
you want
it.
to get that in there as well.
And it's high in protein, high in fiber, like it's like a superfood.
It is. But you know what, you're saying all these things high in fiber, high in protein, but at the end of the day, if it doesn't taste good, that doesn't matter. So this is actually really good. A super delicious tasting burger. In goes some raw onion. Now, you could cook your onion before the time. I like a little bit of that pungent raw onion in this one. You could use spring onion, which is less potent.
Yes.
Actually, you know what?
But you're cooking it down, so you must make sure that you do add that onion in there. It adds a really nice dynamic flavor to this patty.
That's true. So I've got some chopped walnuts. You can toast it if you want to, but it's going to toast in the pan, so you don't need to. And then some garlic, because I put garlic in everything. I'm working on a garlic ice cream recipe right now.
Oh, really? A garlic ice cream?
No.
Oh, my gosh.
I like the way you were like, oh, really?
I was like, oh.
No. Hey, but maybe. Let's see what happens. So cool. Again, with a fork, because you don't want to break it up too much. You're going to mush it all together. And I also feel like right about now, getting your hands in there is a really good idea.
Okay.
So mush, mush, mush. I like to add a little bit of lemon juice to it, which brings out the flavors of everything in there. And a little bit of salt and pepper.
So looking at it now, you could probably eat that raw, just as it is. It doesn't even need to be cooked.
You could.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All those ingredients are ready to be eaten.
Exactly. So if it doesn't come together and it's quite dry, you can actually add a little bit of flour and just drop it in there. Actually, and it starts like absorbing all the other moisture, and it comes together really nicely.
So you said if it's dry, you must add more flour.
If it doesn't bind, You're on it, eh?
Yeah, but I was trying to think, like, if it's dry, why would you add more flour? I was like, maybe it draws out the moisture. I don't know.
If it doesn't bind, but as you can see, it's coming together really beautifully. I also add some spinach to it, which is really great. Getting extra greens in there, why not?
Good stuff, and will wilt while it's cooking.
Yes. So I like popping it in the fridge just to help it again set a little more. And I got some coconut oil in the pan. It actually adds a nice flavor to it.
But you can obviously use any normal oil, right?
You can. So will you actually pop them in for me quickly?
Sure, can I use my hands like this?
No, let's use the spatula over here.
I'll just scoop them in, don't worry.
Scoop them in. You see, once it sits in the fridge, it actually firms up nicely. What I love about this one is you can pre-make them ahead of time. So you've got them, you can keep them in the fridge. It keeps for about a week. You could actually freeze it and just let it thaw out naturally.
Because they're nice and solid, I won't even lie. I mean, most of you would have thought that these vegetable patties would just disintegrate as soon as they hit the pan. They really are solid. Well done.
They really are, and I just love the flavor that you get on the crust. And I cook it for about 3 minutes on each side on a medium heat.
Yummy.
Again, everything has been cooked already, so you're not trying to cook through the burger, but you want to get the crust, because just like the meat, when you're doing a burger patty...
Crust is a must. Crust is a must.
You've been listening. So, these bad boys have come out. So we're going to dress them on the bun, and Lizette's going to make the most amazing cashew nut and mushroom sauce.
Lizette is she's our favorite human of all time, and she joined us on the show last week, Monday, for Green Monday. We'll be joining her back in the loft kitchen a little bit later, so make sure you stay tuned. But if you are just maybe tuned into the show now and want to know how we made these patties, first of all, you can get all the ingredients on your mobile device by SMSing the keyword dinner to 33650. It'll cost you R1.50, and those free SMSs don't apply. And if you, like I said, miss any of the steps, you can check this recap out.